Alexis Ohanian is an American internet entrepreneur, activist and investor based in the Brooklyn borough of New York City, best known for co-founding the social news website Reddit, helping launch the travel search website Hipmunk, and starting the social enterprise Breadpig. He is a partner at Y Combinator, and is also the executive chairman of Reddit. Ohanian is currently dating Serena Williams. Career: Ohanian was born to Chris Ohanian, an Armenian-American whose ancestors were Armenian genocide survivors, and a German-born mother. He went to Howard High School in Ellicott City, Maryland. After graduating from the University of Virginia in 2005 with degrees in commerce and history, Ohanian started Reddit.com, with co-founder Steve Huffman. Reddit initially received funding from Y Combinator and was later acquired by Conda Copyright Nast in 2006. Ohanian continued to work closely with Reddit as a member of its board of directors. In 2007, Ohanian launched Breadpig, an incorporation that produces geeky merchandise and gives the proceeds to charity. He continues to run Breadpig today as its founder and chief swine defender. After leaving Reddit in 2009, Ohanian spent 3 months working in microfinance as a Kiev fellow in Yerevan, Armenia. In 2009, Ohanian spoke at TED about a whale named Mr. Splashy Pants. Ohanian helped launch travel search website Hipmunk in 2010, and now acts as an advisor. In June 2010, Ohanian announced the launch of his company Das Kapital Capital, which focuses on startup investing, advising and consulting. Ohanian was named the ambassador to the East for early-stage venture firm Y Combinator. In this position, he meets with East Coast applicants, mentors New York YC founders, and is a general representative for the company. Open Internet activism. In late 2010 and early 2011, Ohanian spoke out against Congress's Stop Online Piracy Act and the Senate's Protect IP Act. He helped lead the Internet-enabled grassroots campaign that eventually overturned the two bills. Ohanian spoke to members of Congress, helped launch the national anti-SOPAPIPA protests that took place on January 18, 2012, and spoke at the rally in New York that was organized by NY Tech Meetup. In October 2012, Ohanian teamed up with Reddit general manager Eric Martin and embarked on the Internet 2012 bus tour from Denver, Colorado to Danville, Kentucky to campaign for the open Internet during the presidential and vice presidential debates. One of the campaign stops spurred the idea for a possible National Geek Day in Washington, D.C. In response to his work advocating for the open Internet, the Daily Dot named Ohanian number 1 in their top 10 most influential activists of 2012, and Forbes dubbed him Mayor of the Internet. Crowdfunding campaigns. On December 10, 2012, Ohanian teamed up with Lester Chambers of the Chambers Brothers to launch a Kickstarter project, with the intent to make a new album titled Lester's Time Has Come. According to Fast Company, Ohanian aimed to prove that there are new, sustainable funding opportunities for artists now thanks to platforms like Kickstarter. 2 years later, Ohanian raised $12,244 for the non-profit Black Girls Code on Tilt.com. In May 2014, Ohanian used Tilt.com again to launch Save Net Neutrality, Billboard in FCC's Backyard, a crowdfunding campaign to protest the FCC's plans to eliminate the idea of net neutrality. Awards and honors. In 2011 and 2012, Ohanian was named to the Forbes 30 Under 30 list as an important figure in the technology industry. In 2013, Ohanian and Eric Martin were featured as champions of innovation in the 20th anniversary issue of Wired. Controversy. On July 2, 2015, Reddit fired Communications Director Victoria Taylor, a well-liked administrator known for coordinating celebrity interviews from Reddit's New York office. In protest, moderators set several subreddits to private and several users purportedly left Reddit for its much smaller competitors Voat and Panjari. Initially, interim CEO Ellen Powell was blamed for the dismissal. Harassment which was already being directed toward Powell in relation to other controversies intensified and she resigned a week later. However, a moderator of IAMA posted on July 3 that Tutor was let go as an admin by UKNO Thing, Alexis Ohanian. This was not widely reported until the aftermath of Powell's resignation, when Ohanian elaborated on his role in Taylor's dismissal. On July 12, former CEO Ishan Bong informed the Reddit community that Taylor was fired by the CEO's boss, and accused Ohanian of scapegoating. Ohanian countered that even though the AMA/IAMA changes come from him, he still reported to Powell. As was done for Ellen Powell, a petition was uploaded to Change.org asking Alexis Ohanian to step down. Published works: Ohanian published a book titled Without Their Permission, How the 21st Century Will Be Made, Not Managed, on October 1, 2013. Without Their Permission ranked 4th on the Wall Street Journal's bestsellers list for hardcover business. In connection with the book, Ohanian embarked on a 5-month, 150-stop and 75 university book tour that aimed to spread the startup entrepreneurial spirit and give students the event he had always wished he had as an undergrad. Small Empires. In the summer of 2013, Small Empires with Alexis Ohanian, a weekly online series focused on rising startups in New York City hosted by Ohanian, premiered on The Verge. The first season ran for 9 episodes. The second season premiered in October 2014. Podcasts. NYRD Radio. On October 15, 2014, Ohanian launched the NYRD Radio podcast. Guests on the show have included Tim Ferriss, James Altucher, Carter Cleveland and Cameron Russell. The podcast features a segment called Office Hours, in which inspiring entrepreneurs can apply to work through an idea with him. Upvoted. On January 8, 2015, Ohanian released the first episode listed as episode 0 of Reddit's new podcast Upvoted, in which Ohanian delves deeper into real stories found on Reddit and talks to the users involved. Each week, the podcast focuses on a different story and features a guest around whom that story is centered. Speaking engagements and media appearances. Ohanian has spoken at over 80 universities, and lectured at conferences like TED, the Clinton Global Initiative, SXSW, and ROFLCON. He has spoken to a range of companies, including Google, BBDO, Burson Marsteller, Johnson & Johnson, Hyatt, Kraft, and Palantir. Ohanian was also the keynote speaker at an entrepreneurship summit in Cairo organized by the U.S. State Department months after the Egyptian Revolution. Ohanian has appeared on numerous major television networks, including NBC, ABC, CBS, CNBC, CNN, MSNBC, Bloomberg. Most notably, he has been interviewed on The Colbert Report, Charlie Rose, and Meet the Press. He has also been featured and quoted in notable magazines and newspapers including The New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Le Times, Time, Washington Post, New York Post, The Atlantic, Esquire, and Bloomberg Business. References. External links. Official website, Alexis Ohanian at TED.